This is a production of SDPB.
Touchdown! This is for a state championship. Oh, drug kick, and it's good.
There's going to be some highlights coming off of this.
The short-range jumper.
Edging out in lane 4, the top seed.
This South Dakota High School State Championship event is conducted under the direction of the South Dakota High School Activities Association.
Welcome to the Summit Arena inside the monument in Rapid City. It's the site of the 2026 South Dakota High School AA Girls Basketball Tournament. I'm Craig Maddock, along with Holly Severson. Great to have you with us today. Holly, it's day 2 of the AA tournament. Semifinals coming up later, but we'll start in the consolation round today.
Yeah, South Dakota is unique in their state tournament format. Teams are guaranteed 3 games now. Consolation round is probably not the original destination hope for these teams, but you get another chance to play, another chance to improve, and try to end on a positive note.
Let's look at the schedule for today.
The first game we've got T-Area Titans against the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. And then a little bit later, we'll have number 7 seed Mitchell Colonels taking on the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. That game at 1:45 Central, 12:45 Mountain.
Coaches and players love semifinal night.
They do, and Brandon Valley looked awful tough yesterday. They're the 1 seed taking on number 5 Aberdeen Central, 6 p.m. Central Time, 5 p.m. Mountain. And in the semifinal, the second game of that semifinal, it will be O'Gorman versus Washington with the 7:45 Central start, 6:45 Mountain.
O'Gorman trying to win their 3rd straight title. Our first game today, consolation semifinals, Rapid City, Stevens, and T-Area. And for Rapid City Stevens, they come in as the 4 seed, making their 35th appearance to the girls basketball tournament. They've been here 13 years in a row. Congratulations to Stevens. Don't have any titles. They've had, 5 runner-ups in their history. But now trying to play for a consolation championship, and they've done that 7 times. Here's their starting lineup.
Yeah, and the starters had a tough shooting outing yesterday. They'll be looking to regroup today. Mackenzie Schreiber, the good player there for the Raiders. She's a shooter. Look for her to get some shots up today and also create for others. Finley Love running the point, along with Jessa Griswold, Hallie Peterson, and Marley Seymanatafa. She's a rebounder who can also score inside. The head coach of the Stevens Raiders is Adam Dannenbrain.
And they'll take on the T-Area Titans. For T-Area, this is only the 2nd tournament that the girls have been involved with. The last basketball state tournament they were in Class A at the time. That was back in 2024. But now they're in the AA-A's and coming in as the 8th seed. Their starting lineups.
T starts 3 seniors, a sophomore, and a freshman. They had a good shooting outing yesterday, going 8 of 22 from the 3 against a really tough Brandon team. Janet Van Laken leads the way for them with 11.5 points a game and 6 rebounds.
Speed, the key for them, isn't it?
Speed and endurance. They got a little bit of both on that team. The head coach of the T-Area Titans is Taylor Fechner.
Follow SDPB Sports on your mobile device. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, X, and Instagram. You can browse all of the action and award photos by searching SDPB on Flickr. Read some of the great stories, enjoy the videos, which feature the teams and the kids and the coaches of South Dakota. Hey, let's meet the teams in our first consolation semifinal game today. Here's Scott Jensen.
Good afternoon, Summit Arena fans at the Monument in Rapid City and everyone watching all over the world on SDPB. It's time for the consolation semifinal session of the 2026 South Dakota State AA Girls Basketball Championships. The South Dakota High School Activities Association, along with its corporate partners, Sanford Health, Dakota Bank, Farmers Union Insurance, Billion Automotive, and the South Dakota Army National Guard, are proud to welcome you to the consolation semifinal session of the State AA Girls High School Basketball Tournament. Playing today in our first game, the visitors from Rapid City Stevens, the Raiders, versus the T-Area Titans. This tournament is being conducted under the guidance and regulation of the South Dakota High School Activities Association for the enjoyment and benefit of high school students. Good sportsmanship is essential for the success of these programs. We hope you'll enjoy the games and support your athletes in a positive and sportsmanlike manner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, will you please stand as we honor America? Today, the national anthem will be performed by Poetry in Motion. We would remind all in attendance that the proper respect is to face the flag, remove your hat, and stand at attention with your right hand over your heart. Veterans and active duty military not in uniform may also salute the flag. Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Poetry in Motion. Introducing the officials today, the referee, Brian Gary. The umpires are Patrick Spellmeyer and Ross Effling. Let's introduce the head coaches for each team. The head coach for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders is Mr. Adam Dannenbrink. The head coach for the T-Area Titans is Mr. Taylor Fechner.
Can't stop me now. I said I got you now. Right here at your door. I won't leave. I want more. Some danger. Come on, say what's up, danger.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Channel Z starting lineups. First, for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders, starting at guard, a 5'7" senior number 5, Mackenzie Schreiber. For the Titans, at guard, a 5'4" senior number 3, J.C. Babb. For the Raiders, at guard, a 5'5" senior number 11, Finley Love. For the Titans, at guard, at 5'7", a senior number 5, Anna Bindi. For the Raiders, starting at guard of 5'8", senior number 22, Jessica Griswold. For the Titans, a guard at 5'7", a senior number 11, Ellen Claver. For the Raiders, a forward, senior at 5'9", number 23, Hallie Peterson. For the Titans, at guard, a 5'4", sophomore, number 13, Grace Vilas. And for the Raiders, an 8th grade forward, standing 6 foot, number 34, Marley Siamanatafa. And for the Titans, at guard, a 5'9", freshman, number 15, Jana Van Lacken.
Keys of the game, Holly. First, Rapid City Stevens.
For Stevens, they play a very similar style to T. They want to spread the floor. Biggest thing for them is to shoot the ball with confidence, catch it and shoot it. Starting 5 had a rough outing shooting it yesterday. Thornton and Falcon did a good job. They'll need the same kind of production for them. And for T, they need to get back and match up. Cover up the basket and also the three-point line.
They're undersized a little bit, aren't they?
They're both a couple of cross-country teams, really. They got a lot of speed, a lot of endurance, a lot of quickness. There's a little bit of post play, but not a ton. Expect to see a track meet in this one.
Holly, this is the first time these two teams have met this year.
We're witnessing history.
A little history
All right.
for both clubs. Clayberg wants 3-ball right away. She's the leading 3-point shooter for the Titans.
She had a rough go yesterday, but she's a 35% three-point shooter, averaging 9 points on the season. Second all-time in threes made at T area. Look for her to shoot at a bunch today.
Drive by Love. And the putback. That's Marley Stayumanatafa, 8th grader. We saw her play here a year ago, and she means a lot for Stevens, not only offensively, but defensively as well. Really trying to clog up the middle.
Yeah, she doesn't. She's their best rebounder, leading with 10 a game. Just really strong. A presence inside, obviously, but can also step out and shoot it. We saw that a little bit yesterday as well.
Had to clean up one of the pieces of the pom-poms that were still out there from the pregame.
Was that yours? Or?
Nah.
I think it was yours.
This is Beelis. Reach-in foul going to be called on Jessa Griswold. Good job by Brian Gary
Brian
there.
Gary's taking care of business, making sure. They
If he needed to, he'd use the mop too. If he needed to, he can do it all.
Oh, no question, no question. And shout out to all the sideline cheer teams here today. I know they put a lot of time and effort to what they do, help creating a nice atmosphere for these female athletes. Just athletes everywhere. It's fun to see them perform.
Schreiber in trouble. Up to Love. Finley Love averaging 7 a game. Here comes the cross. Stayumanatafa will go for the and one. You see where Marley, gets nice position, missed shot, and able to get the rebound and put it in.
Right, she's having her way in there today. I think maybe the best case scenario for the Titans would be just to get as low as possible, try not to let her establish that position. Now, that's easier said than done, okay? But the closer she gets to the basket when that shot goes up, the harder she is to move away.
Haley Falcon coming in. She is the leading 3-point shooter for Stevens.
Yeah, she was 3 of 5 yesterday, averaging 11 points on the year.
They gave the foul to Ellie Clayberg, her first. Marley, she had to go up against a couple of 6'1" players yesterday with Aberdeen Central. She will not see that today against T area.
No, it's more of a cross-country fest for sure. A lot of kids with speed and endurance. There's a good battle with her and Hermanson yesterday. For her to go against that senior leader, getting an education here in the state tournament, it's only going to help her in the future, playing against kids like that.
Haley Falcon, the foul, her first. Last time T-Area the girls were in the state tournament was 2 years ago, and they were in Class A. This year they're in AA, and the boys are also in the state tournament. They'll be out here in Rapid City next week. So you got to give a lot of credit to those T fans who might be making a couple of trips out west. Oh, nice feed.
Yeah,
Griswold couldn't get it to go, though.
Yeah, and if you're thinking of coming, you should come today. If you want to watch tomorrow, come today. Avoid the snow.
Raiders foul number 22, Jessica Griswold.
As Jessica Griswold has picked up her second foul.
Mackenzie Schreiber for Stevens.
Grace Belis. Oh, trying to take it coast to coast. Here's the kick. And Falcon, she had some success yesterday from the wing. Falcon had 3 baskets beyond the arc yesterday.
Ball number 15, Jada Van Laken. That's her first.
Van Laken with the foul. It is the second team foul on the Titans. Boy, nice play by Seyu Manatafa. Nice spin, going in with the left hand.
That's
made
her
it look
move,
easy.
yep. She likes to go one way and come back the other, whether it's to the right or left.
And a Bindi for 3. Bindi had 3 of those yesterday. Got a timeout on the court. Glad to have you with us today. It's the consolation round here this afternoon.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
Coach Adam Dannenbring for the Rapid City Stevens Raiders. He's a De Smet native, part of the class of 1995 Class B state champs there with the Bulldogs. And he's in his 28th year of coaching overall. And at Stevens, it's his 13th year in a row to state as a program. Finished the year at 17-4. Players love to play with him. He's a lot of fun, but he can be serious at the same time, they said. And his other favorite coaching job is being the assistant golf coach. He calls it the best job ever. He highly recommends it.
And that's over and back. Here early in this game, let's look at T-Area. They are 1 for 6 from the floor. 1 for 4 beyond the arc. Flayberg, the nice drive by Ellie. That's her first basket.
Nice, good to see that go in for Ellie. She can definitely hit the three, but also get to the basket. It's also helpful for her team. Makes the perimeter become a little bit more open when you're able to put pressure on the basket with the dribble.
Nice pass. Clayburgh. Peterson in for Stevens.
Allie Peterson returns to the Raiders lineup.
Allie had 1 point in the game yesterday. Averages 6.
Yep, she's a good rebounder for them, second on the team.
Oh, trailing in. That's
Nice cut.
Peterson. Count it.
Good heads-up play there, cutting hard to the basket with a good catch and finish through the contact there with Clayburgh.
Clayburgh's second foul. Sayu Manatafa back in for Stevens. Also in is Finley Love.
Finley Love for Stevens. One shot for Allie Peterson.
Allie went 1 for 2 from the line yesterday in their game with Aberdeen Central. Sayu Manatafa to Peterson. Schreiber. And a foul. And Jana Van Laken, that's going to be her second. So T-Area with a couple of starters here in the first quarter with 2 fouls. And coming off the bench is Anna Bindi.
That was a tough call there, just going for that loose ball and having that contact come. That's pretty costly for T-Area. Van Laken with that second foul.
A steal by Babb. By the way, coming up at halftime, a nice story about Babb and the number 3. So we hope to have you stick around to watch that feature coming up at halftime. Oh, that's Emma Lindgren. She had 11 yesterday. She comes off the bench at 10 points a game.
Yep, right at her average is 11 points. Her teammates say she has the best vertical on the team. Said, you guys spend a lot of time working on your verticals? It's like a cool down session for you after a 10-mile run? Pretty much.
Babb will go to the line. The foul on Finley Love. Her first.
Raiders foul number 11, Finley Love, her first.
So here's J.C. Babb at the line.
J.C. Babb.
5'4" senior, averages 5 points a game.
She's usually the person on the team facilitating offense, looking for open people.
Substitution, Haley.
But that time able to get to the basket and get herself a trip to the foul line. Averages 3.5 assists for the Titans, the leader on the team in that category as well.
Haley Falcon has come in for Stevens, gives them a little outside shooting strength.
She's changing up their defense a little bit, little zone press.
Oh, nice feed. Babb. Rapid City Stevens, so far they're 5 of 13 from the floor as Falcon lost it.
Yeah, that's also Stevens' 12th rebound of the game.
Thornton in for Stevens, Clayburgh in for T-Area, and Bindi in as well.
Yeah, Stevens right now out rebounding the Titans 12-5. Of those 12 rebounds, 5 of them are offensive.
Stevens had a 6-point lead. That'll go to Stevens. Little 1-2-2 half-court press.
Trap, yeah. Just trying to get Stevens a little uncomfortable. Have to make them do something different to get into their offense.
Thornton. She's got 2 baskets. Falcon with the rebound.
Yeah, good closeout there by Falcon on Clayberg, not giving her that open shot, forcing her to put the ball on the floor.
Oh, beautiful pass to Babb. Oh, in
right
traffic.
on the money.
The heave-ho. Oh, just missed it. Done with 1 as the Raiders leading the Titans by 2. We're in the consolation semifinals today.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
There we see area coach Taylor Fechner. He is from a family of athletes. His dad was the boys coach at T for a time.
Yeah, he's down in Iowa now. Yeah.
His brother Colby was a college soccer player, and Taylor himself was a football and basketball player at T area before moving on to Dakota Wesleyan, where he played some football.
That too, yeah.
He was at Canton for 5 years coaching before he came to T, and he was coaching boys before moving over to the girls. And most of the time outside of school, he is chasing his sons Banks and Brooks around the house with his wife Bree, cheering for the Kansas Jayhawks, or hoping that the Cubs can once again win a World Series.
Okay.
He's got high hopes, big dreams.
Yes.
High hopes, big dreams. Busy guy.
Stevens' biggest lead has been 6. And a nice feed, but the block by Thornton. Thornton, 6 points. Sayu Manatapu with the ball. She's got 7 points, but she's going to go to the line.
If she caught it in that spot that she likes, and you know that turn is coming to the left, she's able to get it up there, absorbing that contact from Anna Bindi. She's a tough cover for T, for sure. Have to see if they try some more, maybe trapping down from the wing and the backside and the top. We'll see. But definitely hard to move her off that block when she gets there.
You saw Schreiber coming into the game for Stevens. Oh. Oh. It's going to be a push on Hallie Peterson. Hallie with her first.
Team 1 for the
And
quarter.
for Stevens, they bring in Lexi Portlock. Titans bring in Emma Lindgren. And these two teams did not play each other during the regular season. Oh, nice drive. And 3-ball by Griswold.
They need more of that from their starters. Rough shooting outing yesterday. Griswold.
Oh! Timeout called by T-Area.
Right back at him. Comes T-Area. Van Laken, 34% three-point shooter on the year. Knocks that one down. Injects a little life there into the Titans.
You can follow all of the girls' basketball tournaments this weekend at sdpb.org/basketball. You can follow all the stats, what's going on at the other tournaments while you're even watching us here today. And of course, we'll do it again next week with the boys' basketball tournament. Coverage begins next Thursday for the boys. The AA boys will be on SDPB1. Class B will be on SDPB2, and the Class A boys on SDPB3. You can also catch all the games on YouTube. Stevens had their largest lead at 7, but Van Laken comes in and drops the 3 to cut it to a 4-point lead.
CT area staying in this three-quarter court. No 1-2-2 action. It's working for them and kind of taking Stevens out of rhythm a little bit. Certainly makes it harder for them to go directly into the post. Although Sayu Manitofa is out right now.
Clayberg with the bucket. She's got 4 points. Falcon. And Haley, she loves hitting it from beyond the arc.
Yep, she's staying
Her
hot.
61st of the season. And Jessa Griswold has just picked up her 3rd foul. Trying to play tough, play close.
It happens, it's a physical game. So, I mean, obviously she's not trying to do that, really trying to stay out of foul trouble, but it's a little too much body contact, a little too much.
Yeah, tough to get your 3rd with still 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Yeah, my college coach used to scream at us, thumbs in your ears. Anytime that ball's on the floor, you stick your thumbs in your ears. You try to keep your hands away.
Basket by Lindgren. She's got 4. And the basket by Peterson. Hallie with 4 points. Up to Schreiber. Coach Dannenberg yelling, swing it, swing it. Oh, nice pass inside to Sayu Manitofa. And Marley now, she has 9 points.
Yeah, that time Finley Love able to dribble it over instead of swing it far enough that they could enter it inside.
Now Sayu Manitofa to Love. Falcon. man-to-man defense here by Stevens. Peterson over the basket. Lindgren is fouled and will go to the line, and she'll go to the line when we come back to Rapid City.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
There on your right, J.C. Babb of the Titans. Coming up at halftime, a story about J.C. and the reason why is she wearing number 3. That's coming up at halftime. And Coach Fechner there on the left. Lindgren, the 68% shooter. T-Area did well from the line yesterday against Brandon Valley. They went 15 of 18. Lindgren. Stevens ball.
Guess you'd call that more of a team, a rebound. It's Rapid City Stevens right now is really owning the rebounding battle. 19 with 19 rebounds to T's 11. 7 of those offensive. One thing T really wants to key on is just getting more defensive rebounds to stop Stevens scoring.
Thornton she's got 8 points. Stevens with 4 players scoring in this game. Oh, a nice look by Van Lacken, her second tray of the game.
She's a really good-looking freshman there, averaging 11.5. Was ESD All-Conference this year. She's got a brother named Tate who's on the boys basketball team, as you mentioned, will be playing in the state tournament next week in the boys AA. The T-Area boys coming in as the 8th seed will take on undefeated Lincoln High School from Sioux Falls.
We're racing from one end to the other.
It's just track meet, man.
May not be making a basket, but we're running from one side to the other.
They're making me tired watching this. Coach Dandenbrain is desperately trying to call a timeout.
Doesn't want the timeout now.
Yeah, they didn't hear him before the shot went up, I don't think.
Stevens brings in Finley Love. Erica Clough in the game. Erica, we're seeing her for the first time, a 5'9" junior. That'll stay with T-Area. Five different players have scored for T. Lindgren going up against Seiyu Manatafa. And the foul's going to be on Marley.
Lindgren is a tough kid. She lowers that shoulder a little bit, try to create some space. Able to get that shot off. She's able to score in in T Area's Sodak 16 game against Harrisburg. She put up 23 points, more known as a defender, but also can score. She really loves to play. Her coach talks about her willingness and tenacity just to be in the gym. She's playing all the time, just really, really enjoys it. Fun to be around, not only for the coaching staff, but her teammates.
Natalie Gass is coming in. We saw Natalie for a little bit yesterday. Natalie been suffering from a concussion from a year ago, kept her out last year, and unfortunately it's just been a slow process back, but she's getting back at it and intends to play college basketball at Northwestern next year. And it's up and count it. Hayden Thornton has done a great job coming off the bench today. She's now up to 10 points.
Yeah, she gave them the same kind of lift yesterday, along with Falcon, able to get some points on the board. See there with the rebound and finish. Take some pressure off those starting 5 kids to score.
Gass with the rebound. She also got called for the foul. Her first. Jump ball. Anytime Natalie Gass can get in there for the Titans, she's 5'11", gives her some length here for the Titans on a team that is fast and speedy, but even Coach Fechner agrees, you know, the size factor is just, they're short.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes, I don't know if you've heard the old adage, Craig, sometimes it's not about how does it go? The size of the dog, this is the size of the fight in the dog. And I will say, these kids, they've learned how to compete in different sports and at different levels. You've got kids that have been in state cross-country meets, and you want to talk about a tough sport. I mean, that might be the toughest one there is. So even though they might be small, they got a lot of dog in them. They got a lot of fight in them. They don't really get tired. They don't back down. And sometimes bigger kids don't like being guarded by smaller kids. I mean, I remember 5'3", 5'2" kids defending me, and I was like, man, you're like just like this little bug just all over me, and I'm running around looking for my 6'4" post player to run this kid off a ball screen. But you give T a lot of credit. They're able to switch screens, you know, run that 3/4 court trap and try to keep the ball out of the post. So they make do just fine with what they've got.
Rapid City Stevens taking this timeout. "13 years in a row that Stevens has been to the girls basketball tournament."
Not too shabby there for the Raiders. They also have, fun fact, 5 of their top 6 players have 4.0 GPAs or above. So they're getting it done in the classroom as well.
Elkin hitting her second 3 of the game. Leads the team. She came into the tournament with 57 trays. She's got 5 in the tournament. Love.
Stevens trying to figure out exactly what they're running.
Finley takes it the distance. Gets her first basket of the game. Van
Nice
Locken. End of the first half. Rapid City Stevens 34, T Area 24. When we come back, a great feature of why a T area Titan is wearing number 3.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
Welcome back to Rapid City. Halftime of our consolation semis this afternoon, and Rapid City Stevens with the lead over T area. We have some entertainment coming your way. I know we talked about the number 3 feature. We will get to that. We'll let you know when we get to it. But right now we have some special entertainment here at halftime. And we'll turn it over to Scotty Jensen.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome for your halftime entertainment, the Spearfish High School Drumline.
Bench Drumline performing this afternoon. A special feature on why J.C. Babb of Thierry is wearing number 3. We will be running that feature coming up after this basketball game between the Raiders and the Titans. We've got highlights and stats, and we'll get ready for the second half when we come back.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Our Peterson Farm seed reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm seed reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Nothing has embodied the American spirit like the family farmer. Year after year, they continue to work the land and plant their crops. Through droughts, floods, and uncertain markets, they keep that spirit alive with another crop harvested for the next generation. And for that, we tip our hats to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
For your little ones and your biggest joys. Or your forever friends. And your fur kids, too. For your better half. Or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
Welcome back to the Summit Arena inside the Monument in Rapid City. In the first half highlights, Marley Sayumanatapa leading the way for Rapid City Stevens, 9 points. Hayden Thornton, though, coming off the bench with 10 points. Stevens able to get up to a 10-point lead.
Yeah, Stevens using rebounding advantage in this game so far. 25-15 over the Titans, giving them those extra possessions. Stevens finding their way inside, whether it's off the post entry or with the dribble, leading to 46% field goal shooting, 15 of 33, which has been the difference so far in this game. You see turnovers not much of a factor. T does have the edge from the free throw line, 5 of 6, but it's that field goal percentage and rebounds when you look at that that's really given or led to Stevens having this 10-point lead.
Sayumanatapa. Rebound by Love. Everyone's getting a chance to touch the ball here for Stevens. And the basket by Griswold.
Great possession if you're a Stevens fan to start the second half. 4 offensive rebounds. Finally getting the basket.
Van Laken. 8 points for Jana.
Good work there by Bindi, just pushing, legally pushing Sayumanatapa away from the basket, keeping her in that high post area. I'm sure they'd rather have her stand and shoot threes than layups.
Little floater by Marley Sayumanatapa.
Yeah, nice decision there by her to stop and pull that up instead of taking another dribble.
Clayburg will pick up her third foul.
Yeah, and that's Finley Love again, pushing the pace.
Tight foul number 11, Ellie Clayburg, her third.
Throwing it ahead there to Schreiber.
For the quarter at the line, Mackenzie Schreiber.
Tough foul there from Clayburg. Schreiber able to collect herself and not go flying into the basket, which is always a good thing.
Mackenzie's first trip to the free throw line here in the tournament. 48% shooter.
Straight in on the release. One.
This is the very first matchup ever between these two schools. They did not play during the regular season. And as the three from Belis, T-Area transitioning from Class A to Class AA. Love. She's got 5.
Yeah, and this is the pace we expected from these two teams.
Van Laken, yeah, both teams are firing here in the third quarter in a timeout taken by T-Area.
Yeah, Raiders still maintain that 10-point lead, but there's been a lot of offense, a lot of action since we've started the second half. We've seen offensive rebounds, we've seen pushes ahead for layups, kick out threes, transition threes. This is fun. I like March. Do you like March, Craig?
Yeah, I think the folks love it here too. You get 1-3 from T. Stevens comes back with one, and then here comes T back with another one, and that's fun basketball.
Yeah, B-Loss had that last three. She's number 13 for T. Her teammates told me that she's not only a track standout in the mile, of course, the mile, but she's a silent assassin. She doesn't talk much, but if you forget about her, she's gonna score.
5 threes in the game for T, and there's 4 from Stevens. Straight on 3 by Griswold.
Jessa Griswold.
Oh, 8 points. All those points, by the way, by Griswold, all of them here in the third quarter.
First team foul in the quarter is Hayden Thornton.
And yesterday against Aberdeen, Stevens was 7 of 23 from the three-point line. Today, still with a lot of time to go left in the third, 5 of 16.
Swatted by Thornton.
That's a great block.
And this is a great steal, but lingering rain out of real estate.
For the Titans, Paige Sabers.
T-Area coming in is Paige Sabers.
Yeah. Timing was perfect there by Thornton. Thornton went over 1,000 points this season. She was also in the state golf tournament.
Lingering with the rebound. And a travel. Timeout on the court. Great to have you with us.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps,
passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
Some sections of the students there. I'm sure they're catching all of the stats
They're all
at
just looking at the stats on their phones, yeah.
/basketball.
Actually, I think they're looking at podcasts. They're checking out In Play.
They might be.
Giving it 5 stars, as they should. Yes, it's a great way to support the podcast, and it's free. See here, Thornton. Oh, that's a tough block charge call there.
Lindgren with her first foul.
Yeah, it looked like Lindgren had pretty good position.
Layberg with it. And Peterson with the push. And Hallie with her second.
Stevens foul number 23. Hallie
Just
Peterson.
Stevens'
That's her
second
third.
team foul,
Second
but
team
not
foul
something
this
they
quarter.
want more of if they'd like to keep this lead. Last thing you want to do is start giving T area a bunch of free throws.
T has played man-to-man defense this whole game.
Yeah, with the exceptions of those
Oh!
three-quarter court traps.
Thornton with 13 points. Oh, watch out.
Great hustle.
Good save by Babb. Who wants the ball? Thornton is going to go to the line. Foul by Babb.
Gotta love this Friday morning effort.
Going to the floor. They're going into the bench of the opposing team. They're all going after it.
It's great.
For T area, it's Bindi and Benningen. For Stevens, Falcon in the game, Schreiber. Hayden Thornton again comes off the bench. He's got 13 points.
She came to Stevens from Rapid City Christian. The same team she scored her 1,000th point against earlier this year.
Oh, nice turnaround. Little patience there by Lindgren. She's up to 9 points.
You can see in this tournament, T just growing, is progressively getting better. I know the score didn't necessarily reflect that yesterday, but they played a really tough team in Brandon Valley. But they're getting a lot of good experience here at this state tournament.
Number 5, Anna Bindi.
Anna Bindi for T area gets the foul, and next foul by the Titans will put the Raiders on the free throw line. Van Lacken. Oh! Nice move into the paint by Schreiber. McKenzie, her third point. Boy, the tempo of the game is a little bit different here in the second half. Both teams have opened up the throttle a little bit. Jump ball. Hallie Peterson coming in for Stevens. T area, though, wants a timeout. As Coach Fechner will talk about it.
This is a 60-second timeout.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Since 1882, we've raised 5 generations of hardworking Americans on this land. Our great-great-grandfather believed in something simple: respect the land and it will provide. Anthem Oats, grown by us, shared with you.
A reminder coming up after the game, a feature that we've put together. In fact, Jackson Thorson has done a great job of putting together. J.C. Babb, senior guard on T for the T area Titans, and why is she wearing number 3? Some special reasons why. Again, we'll run that feature right after the game. Here's Babb. Van Laken. It is kind of a track meet today.
It really is. Van Laken keeps attacking, just haven't gotten one to fall. But Stevens is just right back at him. Both teams just playing very fast pace.
Sitting out there, Mackenzie Schreiber. She's got 6 points.
Yes, Stevens now 6 of 19 from the three-point line.
Here's Clayberg. And she's going to go to the line. Ellie Clayberg, 5'7" senior. Of course, her dad, Craig Clayberg, the former football coach at T, but now the athletic director. Had the chance to talk to Craig before the game today. Things are busy with T, building some new facilities and expansion and more people moving to T. It wasn't that long ago, T area was, they got a 9B football going, but now here they are going to be in the big class. The T area, the whole area there exploding with the population.
Now T and Harrisburg both communities really growing. And T, welcome to AA. Both the boys and girls playing in their first AA state tournaments.
It's been a few years now, but remember, it was Canton and T were all together. They're same school district. Canton and Worthing and T. They were all
That's
together.
a history lesson here, Craig.
Long time ago. And 3 ball by Bindi. And for Anna, that's her second.
I think.
And Van Laken shaken up on that play. She's going to come out.
I just need a minute. Hopefully she's all right.
Did not see exactly what happened. She's going to try to walk it off, get back in this game. We're coming up near the end of the third quarter. And Babb took an elbow to the nose there moments ago, but she's just checking for blood, see if anything is there.
We may need to pass out some helmets here soon. A lot of fast pace.
Van Laken here.
Oh, at her ankle.
Marley Siamanatafa, 2 shots.
Here's Seyu Manatafa. And Piper Benning in for T area.
Piper Benning, part of a strong sophomore class for the Titans, which includes Paige Sabers, Grace Vilas, Emma Lindgren, and then you have Van Laken as a freshman. They will just reload next year.
Layberg the floater. Yes. Ellie with 6. Thornton with 14 points. Seyu Manatafa with a dozen to lead the way for Rapid City Stevens.
Yep, Stevens here playing for 1 shot. See if they'll do the Finley Love get a layup play.
Thornton. Hayden.
Nice.
With the steal. And that's the end of 3. It's our first consolation semifinal game of the day. Get ready for the 4th quarter.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
Finley Love creating for others here at the end of the 3rd quarter. Gets in the lane, is able to pass it to Peterson, who then gives it
to
up
Thornton.
to Thornton for the basket, helping give the Raiders 17-point lead, up from 10.
Add another 2 for Mackenzie Schreiber. Staying with it.
And you saw Finley create offense for others at one end, and at the other end, she's able to stay on her feet, play with her hands up, make that shot super tough and get a piece of it. So now T's got to take it out of bounds.
That one was blocked by Seyu Manatafa. Stevens outscores the Titans in the 3rd quarter, 23-16. And we hear that Van Laken's ankle is getting retaped on the sideline. Looking forward to see her back in the game, see if she can continue. Little floater. And Lindgren's gonna check that here. Yes, it is on Lindgren.
Lindgren, that's her 3rd, first team foul of the quarter.
Oh, inside to Seyu Manatafa, and the kick to Griswold. Her 3rd 3 of the game.
They're feeling it now. She's 3 of 4 as a team, 8 of 21.
Going to the line will be Bindi.
Fouls on number 5, Mackenzie Schreiber.
Bindi shoots 67% from the foul line.
At the line, Anna Bindi.
She's a shooter for sure, but she can also get to the basket. She will play basketball next year for Coach Alan Bertram down in Yankton and Mount Marty.
Seven points for Anna Bindi.
Thierry bringing a lot of pressure over there on that post entry.
Lindgren will go to the line. Finley Love picks up her second.
Second team foul. At the line, Emma Lindgren, shooting 2.
So here's Lindgren. Lindgren 5 or 6 from the line. Total of 11.
Second team foul for the Raiders this quarter.
If you look at both coaches, you ask them, no matter what the score is here this afternoon, they got to be happy with the way they've been playing today.
For sure. This is great experience for T to come out, and they didn't just come just happy to be here. They've really competed hard. And they've kind of shown the style that they play, which is up and down.
That's Clayberg with the steal and the basket.
Yeah, certainly something for them to build on as they roll into the future years with so many young players. And for Stevens, just to have a good bounce back game here. Didn't shoot it well yesterday, came out confident today. Shot it much better, able to keep up with T in this kind of pace of a game.
Oh, all the way in. It's J.C. Babb going to the line. Schreiber picks up her second foul.
Stevens hits her second. Team 3 will be 2 shots for T area.
Well, T area 9 of 12 from the free throw line today.
At the line, J.C. Babb.
Babb is 3 for 3. Wearing number 3. Had a look.
Didn't quite have her feet set like she wanted.
Schreiber with the look. Nothing down low. And a hold. And we got a timeout on the court. 4.5 to go here in the ballgame with the Raiders on top of the Titans.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride. The values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
It's not just about making a living. It's about upholding a way of life. We are connected to this land, committed to the future. Bank West.
SDPB's coverage of high school sports and activities made possible through the generous support of viewers like you. Contribution today supports the broadcasts of events like the state basketball tournament. Make a donation today. Visit sdpb.org/donate. And the free layup by Falcon.
See Manitofa with their eyes up, able to throw it ahead off that rebound. Stevens continuing to run half-court sets. Little scissor cut for a three. Not really a three, though. Making extra passes, trying to get it inside.
In and out. Kind of do a little dribble drive type offense, too, right?
Little dribble drive, little shot fake. Just mostly taking their time. They have different options. I mean, you have that three at the top of the key, but why not try to get a better one if you can?
Jana Van Laken back in.
Yeah, nice to see her back in the game.
She'll go three ball. Yeah, she had her ankle taped on the sideline.
And those ankle sprains can be tough with all the cutting and starting and stopping.
And 10 seconds. First one of the day. Defense by T-Area.
Stevens has had fouls on a lot of the last possessions defensively. Let's see if they can close out this game, staying out of foul trouble, not putting T at the line, staying really sharp.
Van Laken. Rebound here by Peterson. To Thornton. Thornton with 16 points. And for the Raiders,
Foul number 15 for T-Area.
or T-Area,
Van Laken, that's her third.
Van Laken.
Foul this quarter.
That's her third foul. Seyu Manitofa will go to the line. Anna Bindi of T with the foul.
Three. Marley Siamanatafa of the Raiders will shoot two.
See Manitofa back to the line. Again, she's 5 of 6 from the floor this afternoon. 3 of 6 from the foul line to go along with 10 rebounds. And I don't know if there's a stat for this, but the I made you change the way you want to shoot it stat. Just a presence there in the lane, forcing T into difficult shots.
5 fresh Stevens players getting ready to come into the game is
Van Laken, yeah.
And a foul.
Van Laken with the basket there, and then a quick steal by Lindgren, dishing the ball again to Van Laken. And the Stevens players retreat back to the bench. Looks like Coach Dannenberg's going to stick with the players he's got on the floor for a
Hallie
bit longer.
Peterson is fouled out here. Hallie's picked up her 5th.
Raiders will send in Finley Love.
Courtney Love in to replace Peterson. First trip to the free throw line here today for Van Laken. Hey, there you go.
Good to see her smile a bit. She's really competitive. You could tell she puts a lot of pressure on herself to do well. Want to have a little fun, too, if you can. Basketball is fun.
Turnover by Stevens. That would be the 8th. Check that, 16th turnover.
Coach Vandenbring wants a full timeout just to talk it over with his team here.
Timeout on the floor.
Get them settled down. Finishing games is just important as how you start them sometimes. You want to keep it clean. Don't want to finish sloppy and out of sorts. I'm sure he's communicating that with them now.
Little fun on a Friday afternoon.
They just want to say hi to everybody in algebra class. Maybe you're sitting in U.S. history right now. Maybe a little chemistry. Just want to say hi to everybody. Watching during school. We know you have it on. It's all right.
Oh, deep three. Air ball. Nice steal by Lindgren.
Yeah, Lindgren, she's got that sneaky vertical we talked about. Able to get up and steal that one.
Anna Bindi picked up her 4th foul. Next foul by the Titans will put the Raiders on the line. Thierry brings in Grace Belis. Grace, 5'4" sophomore. Hit a tray earlier in the game. Stevens just keeps attacking the rim.
Yes, they do. And Coach Vandenbring still running set plays, still trying to keep his team organized.
Van Laken picks up her 4th.
Mackenzie Schreiber at the line for Stevens.
Bindi back in for T.
The T area lineup.
Schreiber, another senior. She's also headed to Mount Marty to play some basketball. She'll be teammates with Bindi next year for Coach Bertram and the Lancers.
Playing in the GPAC. They may run into Natalie Gass because Natalie will going to play for Northwestern. They're in that conference.
Yeah, Griswold, number 22 for the Raiders, also headed to Mount Marty. A lot of future nurses, basketball players. Bindi will be a Ram Tech major.
Someone's got to take care of us, right?
That's
Holly?
right. Got to get to know these kids before we leave here.
Schreiber. Why not? Take 3. Sayumana Tafa to Thornton. Foul on Bindi, and Anna has just fouled out. Both teams going to bring fresh legs on the court. Rapid City, Stevens. They bring in Lexi Portlock
Hayden Thornton at the line from Rapid City Stevens.
Jersey Von Eye.
2 shots.
Emmy DeBoer. At the line, though, is check that, Horton. And for Hayden Thornton, two for 4 from the line. T area, that's Piper Benning.
She knew she double dribbled. She's like, maybe you didn't see it, but either.
Daphne Decker in for T. Also in the game for T, Natalie Gass, Tally Pichon. If I missed anybody new there in the ball game. For Stevens, that's Emmy DeBoer. Erica Clough. Also for Rapid City Stevens,
Number 32, Natalie Gass.
Tage Waddell.
And the line, Erica Clough. 2 shots.
In the scorebook. For Erica Clough, 5'9" junior. That rebound by Pichon. Here's Gass to Benning. Sabres in trouble there in the corner. The kick to Decker. Yeah, halfway down by Decker.
Good hustle. Job there, Decker, chasing that ball down.
And the foul will be on Jersey Von Eye. And more players coming in. Charlie Damas.
Timeout. T area.
Jasmine Devan.
Substitution timeout.
That's a substitution timeout here. Trying to get players in here at the very last.
Last 16 seconds. Lots of subs. Let's make sure we've got 10 out there. Yep, looks good.
Lily Karn in the game for Stevens. Here's the kick to Benning and stripped away. Well, almost everybody getting a decent chance to play today here in the consolation semifinals. Raiders put up 70 today. 70-52. Stevens will move on to the consolation championship tomorrow. We've got more to come from Rapid City.
I can't imagine being anything other than a nurse. I'm also much more than a nurse. And working at Avera lets me find balance between the career that called me and a life that fulfills me.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. And we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegric Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Rapid City Stevens wins the first semifinals here in the consolation round. They take out T-Area. Up and down, both teams playing quick. Up and down the court. Sayum Manitopa had a fun game, but three-point shooting too by T-Area. As Van Laken hit 3, Belis had 1, Bindi had 2. Stevens, though, also with 3 ball with Jesse Griswold and Hayden Thornton.
Yes, Craig, both teams playing fast and aggressive. Definitely an up and down competitive game. The difference was Stevens shooting 50% today from the field and also plus 13 on the boards. Thornton with 17, Sayum Manitoba with 11. For T-Area, Van Laken, the freshman with 15, Lindgren with 8.
When we come back, a feature regarding J.C. Babb, the senior guard for T-Area. Why does she wear number 3? That's when we come back.
You live life on the move. While you determine what direction that may be, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with values. Go with friends. Go with support. Go with convenience.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
At Muth Electric, we don't just power projects, we empower people. We invest in training, mentorship, and career development opportunities at every level. Because strong careers build strong communities. Your future is bright with Muth Electric. Muth Electric now hiring.
J.C. Babb is a senior guard for the T-Area Titans. The number she wears has a special meaning to this team. Let's take a look.
So 4 originally was my number. I was number 4 like my whole life growing up. And then after state sophomore year, Coach Fechner took the job at T for my junior year, and he explained to me how special number 3 was to him. and he offered it to me if I wanted it. It was just like a really, really, really cool opportunity, and I was like very appreciative that he saw those characteristics in me. So I decided to change to number 3 because it just has a great meaning behind it, and I just like to wear it proudly now.
Be Like 3 is just the way that you want to live your life. Just making sure that you're a leader, you're doing things the right way at all times, that you are taking care of your teammates, being a servant leader. Again, it's bigger than just you. It's about your team. It's about your community that you represent, and just making sure that you're carrying that badge at all times. Kenny was somebody that was part of my life growing up. I moved to Elkton when I was in 1st grade. He was just somebody that I looked up to. He was a senior my 8th grade year. They won state in 2005 Bees, and just a guy that he would play basketball with you after practice, or sometimes in middle school we would practice first and the boys would come in after, and he'd shoot with you, he'd play one-on-one with you, and so just somebody that you really looked up to, and he took care of his community.
Just being able to carry my character with me on the court has helped me to express it to my teammates and kind of like build up that whole community as part of the team. And I really think that kind of energy and that positive relationship amongst the girls has really led us to where we are today.
You don't choose the number chooses you, and so just be willing to step up and carry that torch and understand that oftentimes it's bigger than yourself. The big thing with JC is she just has such a good pulse on her community. She has a good pulse on her team. She is one of the most unselfish kids that we have, and always putting others first. I mean, she's a servant leader through and through, and she's going to make sure that if somebody has a question, if somebody has a concern, she's going to go to bat for them, and she's going to pick them up, and she's truly one of a kind.
Advice I would give to the future number 3 is just don't be afraid of taking leadership. Don't be afraid of people not respecting you because you're doing the right thing, and you won't get the response you want every single time, but if you're doing the right thing and taking the right steps, that everything will work out, and it'll lead you to big places. Even if it's not the state tournament, it'll just take you really far in life.
South Dakota Public Broadcasting is committed to telling great stories that surround high school sports and activities in South Dakota on a yearly basis. To check out stories like this and more of our content, check out SDPB Sports on Facebook, X, and Instagram. We'll be back in a minute to the Summit Arena inside the monument for our second consolation game of the day. Mitchell versus Sioux Falls Jefferson.
Our Peterson Farm Seed Reps real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
SDPB brings you the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament. You can catch all the action Thursday, March 19th through Saturday, March 21st. For more information, including the multiple ways to watch the games live, go to sdpb.org/basketball. Complete coverage of the South Dakota Boys State Basketball Tournament is brought to you by Dakota Bank and SD Corn.
Welcome back. I'm Craig Maddock, and along with Holly Severson and the men and women of SDPB as we bring you the second day of the South Dakota AA Girls Basketball Tournament. We're in the consolation semifinals. We'll have the semifinals coming up tonight. But coming up next, it is Mitchell and Sioux Falls Jefferson. Sioux Falls Jefferson on the city's northwest side. It's been around for 5 years, and they have made the tournament every year for girls basketball. 3 third-place finishes in those 5 years during the regular season. A couple of the games there. Starting lineups for the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers starred Abby Horner, Taylor Silvernail, Aaliyah Johnson, Brinley Altenberg, and Brianna Kinville. In the game against Washington yesterday, Altenberg and Horner led the way in scoring. Today they're going to need more production from the other 3 and their bench to get some more points on the board. Altenberg, a very dynamic scorer. Going to need a little help today.
You know, they went 3 for 22 from the three-point arc.
Yeah, definitely a tough shooting night. Altenberg with 24, but the rest of the team just didn't have the production they needed on offense.
And they'll take on the Mitchell Colonels. Oh, by the way, the head coach of the Cavaliers, Shauntiva Pruitt. For Mitchell, 31st appearance to the girls basketball tournament, the 4th year in a row. 5 titles in their history. The last one was back in 2012. During the regular season, they did beat T, and they did beat Jefferson during the season, but lost to a pretty good O'Gorman game, even though it was only an 11-point loss. O'Gorman was pretty much in control of that game.
Mitchell had that matchup with Jefferson back in February. That 5-point loss to them yesterday with Mitchell. 30 turnovers in that game, which really hurt them.
Oh.
Yes. Simpson had 15, Morgan had 9 with 7 rebounds. Look for them to be big producers on offense, along with Hyack, Larson, and Talley, the other 8th grader, a very hard-nosed kid at point guard, leads the way. The head coach of the Colonels is Dave Brooks.
And Dave retiring after this basketball tournament. When you get a chance, I would love to have you join me in my latest podcast. You see Shauntiva Pruitt on your left and Dave Brooks on your right. In Play is my podcast with SDPB as I talk with past players and coaches, administrators, and my current podcast that we just released, Joelle Byery. Now Joelle Byery Benson of Sioux Falls, Washington. Undefeated in her career at Washington, had a pretty good college career, did some coaching. She gave Washington their very first championships, and great conversation with Joelle. Just go to sdpb.org/inplay. You can follow SDPB Sports on your mobile device. You go to Facebook, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, and browse all of the action and award photos by searching SDPB on Flickr. Read some of the great stories. Enjoy the videos featuring the teams, the kids, and the coaches of South Dakota. One more consolation semifinal matchup here this afternoon. The winner will take on Rapid City Stevens for the consolation championship tomorrow. Let's meet the teams. Here's Scotty Jensen.
Good afternoon, Summit Arena fans, the Monument here in Rapid City, and everyone watching all over the world on SDPB. We are proud to welcome you to the consolation semifinal session of the State AA Girls High School Basketball Tournament. Game 2 is between the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers and the Mitchell Colonels. Let's introduce your officials for Game 2 today. The referee is Dustin Sperlich. The umpires are Bo Garcia and Kim Zimmerman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the head coach for the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers, Shantiva Pruitt. The head coach for the Mitchell Colonels, Dave Brooks.
Can't stop me now. I said I got you now. I'm right here at your door. I won't leave. I want more. What's up, danger? Come on, say what's up, danger?
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Channel Seed alternating starting lineups. First for the Sioux Falls Jefferson Cavaliers. Starting at guard, a 5'9", senior number 2, Abby Horner. For the Colonels at guard, a 5'5", sophomore number 4, London Hyatt. For the Cavaliers, a guard at 5'9", and junior number 3, Taylor Silvernail. For the Colonels at guard, a 5'4", junior number 5, Neil Larson. For the Cavaliers at forward, a 5'9", senior number 11, Aaliyah Johnson. For the Colonels at guard, a 5'9", 8th grader number 13, Nia Talley. For the Cavaliers at guard, a 5'10", junior number 23, Brindley Altenberg. For the Colonels at guard, a 5'8", senior number 32, Addie Simpson. And for the Cavaliers, at guard, a 5'5", freshman number 25, Brianna Kingfall. And for the Colonels, at forward, a 6'2", 8th grader number 44, CeCe Morgan. From the University of South Dakota.
Holly, what are the keys to the game?
Yeah, there are a lot, but for Jefferson, it all starts with defense. They want to get the game going up and down. That's the style they like to play. And obviously then finish it with a rebound. And for Mitchell, they had 30 turnovers yesterday. Against a team like Jefferson, if they do that, they won't be able to stay in it. They need really value their possessions, need more of those to turn into shot attempts.
These two teams played in early February, and Mitchell got the 5-point win over Jefferson. Dustin Sperlich ready to tip it for us. And another quick jump ball. I'm going to redo. Take two. I don't know the last time that Kingfall and Larson were involved with a jump ball before, but they got that chance.
All right.
They both were smiling at it. For Jefferson, look for number 23. That's Brindley Altenberg. She's their leading scorer. She can certainly hit from the outside or go to the bucket with it, just like that, by Aaliyah Johnson. And for Mitchell, CeCe Morgan is their post player, wears number 46. 8th grader, averaging 11 a game. Right there with the ball.
Yeah, Addie Simpson, the Colonel's lone senior starter. She wears number 32, 18 points a game for Mitchell this year.
There's Altenberg with the natural left hand, and Brindley is on the board.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, Craig. When she gets ahead of steam going to that left side especially, she can finish at all kinds of different angles, whether it's off of 1 foot, 2 feet, backward, sideways. She got a lot of confidence going there and the ability to finish.
The block by Silvernail. Oh, and last touched by Mitchell. Jefferson really got off to a really slow start yesterday in their game, and that's one thing I'm sure Coach Pruitt talked about today, that they wanted to score early, get into the game.
Yeah, Washington was able to get through the press.
Oh, offensive foul. We'll call it on Altenburg, the offensive foul.
Yeah, with Washington yesterday, Jefferson's pressure didn't create a lot of turnovers, a lot of transition opportunities for them. So they were stuck trying to generate offense in the half court, which isn't always how they get going. So today will be a lot different. You know, Coach Pruitt's hoping that her defense has come to play like they have all year, and they can turn some of that defense into offense early.
10 to shoot. Here's Simpson. Morgan, nice look on the low baseline by CC.
Good quick turn away from the defense, giving herself a little space to get that shot off.
Mitchell had 3 trays in yesterday's game. Hey, that's the first one of today. London Hayek.
Hayek, a sophomore, started or played a lot last year, averaged 11 points as a freshman, 8 this year.
She had 8 in yesterday's game.
Yeah, it does a lot for them on both ends, gets them organized.
Right along the baseline for Kinval, and Brianna, she didn't score yesterday. Gets one here early. That'll be a travel. Timeout on the court. We're in the consolation semifinals. The Cavaliers and Colonels.
You kept us fed through tough times. And despite rising business costs, you keep doing what you love because you know you're making a difference. No matter the challenges, we're here to help you navigate the highs and lows to grow your business, to improve your land, or to buy new equipment. We all rely on you, and we're just happy to return the favor. Go with Allies. Go with trust. Go with Dakota Bank.
There's Dave Brooks, the head coach for Mitchell. He's 4th year as the head coach. He is retiring after this tournament. Mitchell had a tough start on the season. They went like 1-3, plus they lost 2 starters to injuries, season-ending injuries, even before the season started. And Coach Brooks came up with a map to Rapid. Even though they were in a rough patch at the time, you know, the goal was to still end up in Rapid City at the state tourney. So he printed a map, created a route on Highway 44, making pit stops at random small towns on the winding highway road to Rapid, and by golly, here they are, made the state tournament.
Right, we talked to him on Wednesday. He said, I just go where the girls take me.
Morgan with her 5th point. Coaches will come up with some of the craziest ideas sometimes, right? Motivating.
That's right, anything to motivate your team or to get their minds right, get them focused on something else. It's a long season, there's a lot of ups and downs. Teams typically are going to have to deal with injury or some kind of illness, adversity. And sometimes it's just a little thing like that to think about. Take their minds off something negative and get focused on the task at hand.
Mia Larson with the ball there. She just came into the game. 3-ball by Talley. And for Jefferson, they have 4 fresh players. Addison Warnke is in. There's Bartles in there. Also, Macy Bryant for the Cavaliers. Over to Larson. And we're going to have a foul on Simpson. It is on Addie Simpson. That is her first.
Yeah, and those kind of fouls are things that the Colonels can't afford today. Simpson, Morgan hanging around the ball there on the baseline. If they can trap, get their thumbs in their ears, get their shoulders back, that's one thing. But reaching in right there, 90 feet away from the opponent's basket, that's not the kind of foul you want as a coach.
But coach, I'm playing aggressive.
No, you're greedy. Get back and guard.
There's the bucket by Macy Bryant.
Macy Bryant, standout softball player as well for the state champs. The softball team there at Jefferson looking to have another good year.
And turnover by Mitchell. Colonels bring in Hayek. And also for Mitchell in the game is Nevaeh Peterson. First time we've seen Nevaeh, 5'5" freshman. Sometimes in the consolation semifinal, you get some players on the bench that get out on the floor quicker. Open things up a little bit.
Number 32,
Addie Simpson with her second foul for the Colonels. Feed to Horner. Oh. Tough point blank shots to make. And Simpson off the window. Addie with her first point of the game. Travel for the Colonels. Nia Talley back in. Nia, one of 2 8th graders who start the game for the Colonels. Both had a lot of action last year, the 7th graders.
Yeah, Craig, we talked about how they were here as 7th graders. This is actually their second trip, right? But they are not your typical 8th graders. Physically and confidence-wise, they play well beyond their years. They come from families and, a long tradition of success in Mitchell with basketball, both on the girls and boys side.
Simpson. Her second bucket. Macy Bryant on the attack.
Good take there for Bryant, getting in the paint, getting a good look at the basket, just not falling yet. Mitchell taking their time, trying to get a really good shot.
Morgan had 9 in yesterday's game.
Yep, and they're not going to be in any rush. They don't really get sped up.
Talley is going to go to the line. Foul on Lydia Johnson. That's her first. There's Talley. Talley, 54% free throw shooter. She went 4 for 5 from this spot yesterday.
Yeah, and they're on that flex type cut, is able to catch it at the basket. She catches it with her knees bent and her stance wide. She's a strong kid. It'll be a lot of fun to watch her progress over the years. I'm doubting this will be her last state tournament, already her second, like we said, as an 8th grader.
Sloan Stabner in for Mitchell. And the Colonels from the free throw line against O'Gorman last night. They went 14 of 17, but just couldn't get extra shots to drop from the outside. Altenberg back in now for the Cavaliers. Morgan with the outlet to Hayek.
Hayek wisely pulling that out, getting set up. This time trying to pull their post a little bit away from the basket and get the ball reversed and get it inside. That's Morgan out the high post.
That's a good shot. That's a good shot selection. I always like shots from the elbow. Doesn't matter what position that, you know, if you're a 1 or a 5.
Coach Pruitt imploring her team to pick up their intensity on defense. She wants to make it really hard here at the end of the quarter.
End of 1, the Colonels of Mitchell on top of the Cavaliers of Jefferson.
You're committed to building relationships, to exceeding expectations, to serving your community. Your financial partner should share your vision and your values. For 130 years, we've stood by South Dakotans. We've been there, we'll be there. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West, member FDIC.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegma Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
About that. There's a shot of Sioux Falls Jefferson head coach Shantiva Pruitt, formerly Ashley, the Sioux Falls Roosevelt star, went on to Augustana, an Augustana University Hall of Famer. She went to the NCAA tournament twice with Coach Krauth, making it to the Final Four in 2013. And now she has taken her talents to the coaching ranks. All 5 years of Jefferson's existence,
You know,
she's been the head coach, taking them to the tournament.
She coaches like she plays.
She does, and she's got her Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper. She got to have that. It's got to be right next to her. But she's got that stomp going. She's got that intensity. It certainly carries over into the way her team plays defense, how they prepare, practice each day. It's fun to watch her.
Silvernail into the corner to Johnson. And that's Kit Kinval. Brianna with 2 baskets in the game.
Yeah, the freshman just sneaking that one over the top of the rim.
And that will go to Jefferson. Brianna Kinval, not known as a scorer. I mean, she averages just 2 a game, but more of an assist and defensive player.
Yeah, Craig, her coaches describe her as a workhorse on defense. She's the kid that gets to those 50-50 balls. She loves guarding the other team's point guard. She's also a member of the volleyball and track team. Well-rounded athlete. Really gets after it, yep.
Simpson, ooh, airballed it.
Jefferson taking their time this time down, trying to run a little set.
Steal by Hayek. And an easy 2. She's got 5 points.
And she can do that. She can turn defense into offense as well. She gets a lot of steals, averages 8 points, gets her team going often. Her team looks to her to be a leader, and so does the coaching staff. They talk very highly of her.
Horner with the rebound. 2 offensive rebounds. Altenberg, another offensive rebound. And they drew the foul.
Jefferson just outworking Mitchell there on that possession with the offensive rebounds. And usually when you do that, something good's gonna happen, right? There they pick up that foul, get yet another possession.
Morgan picks up the foul for Mitchell, and for CC, that's her first. A lot of tucking going on there on the floor. That's what you want to hear.
That's right, Craig. It makes it easier when everyone's communicating on the floor.
Simpson. She's got that left-handed drive, the left-handed shot, you know, similar to what Altenberg has. 2 big left-handed stars playing basketball today.
For Sioux Falls, Jefferson.
Oh, quick into the paint, and CC scores.
Put that pass right on target. Morgan ready to catch and finish.
Horner kind of forcing that shot. Mitchell with Morgan. And that one, Stabner can't quite hold on to that. We'll take a break. Double A's here in Rapid City.
For your little ones and your biggest joys. Or your forever friends. And your fur kids too. For your better half. Or your all-time bestie. For the reasons you smile, there's coverage. With dental and vision insurance from Delta Dental of South Dakota and Delta Vision.
Look at the crowd here today at the Summit Arena inside the Monument in Rapid City.
We also want to welcome all of you sitting in class right now with the game on, cheering on your team, whether you're in chemistry, geometry, U.S. history, algebra. We welcome you to Rapid.
I could do world history. Yeah, I could do that.
Calculus?
The other ones, I'm going to need some help. Mitchell shooting 7 of 15 from the floor. 2 of 5 from the arc. Simpson is going to go to the line. On Taylor Silvernail, the foul.
Strong take there by Simpson. She gets low when she puts a dribble on the floor. Gets a step on Silvernail, gathers herself for that shot. Very strong play. Now coaches teach that, like, bend your knees before you catch, and they're like, why? Why would I bend my knees? Well, because when you catch it, you then have to bend your knees, which takes time, Craig, right? So if you've got your knees bent, your hands ready before your catch, like Simpson did there, it's going to make you quicker. A lot of times you get that advantage.
Simpson 2 for 2 from the line. She was 6 for 6 yesterday. Feeling comfortable at the line here in the Summit Arena. Largest lead here by the Colonels. And a travel called on Tally. Altenberg back in for the Cavaliers. What does Altenberg mean offensively with Jefferson? How do they use her on offense?
Right. Well, especially when the game's going up and down, and when they're really able to push the ball. She's so explosive, can score going right, going left, or able to get the ball to other people by pushing the ball ahead. In the half court, obviously teams are really keying on her, sending 2 and 3 players at her, so she has to give up the ball sometimes.
Timeout called by the Cavaliers.
But yeah, going back to Altenberg, she's good off the catch. She's got deep range. I just think the only thing that happens sometime with Jefferson is when you have a player like that with that sort of level of scoring capacity, the others sometimes stand around and watch. And Horner has always been good at keeping moving and able to score in lots of different ways, but it's kind of a give and take. I mean, sometimes you just watch her and you're like, wow, and you forget, oh yeah, I'm on the floor, I gotta go do something too. And as she's gotten older, she's learned how to use her teammates more and involve them on offense, because she needs all of them, right? And they all need each other, all 5 of them. Because on those times, or in those moments and times when she's got so much defensive pressure, others, they're going to be open, right? So they have to be willing to catch and score themselves.
See Jefferson bringing some extra pressure. Not much. Pressure the inbound and then fall back.
And I think right now, from the looks of it, they're really concerned on covering up in the paint.
Oh, nice backdoor to Simpson.
And of course, right as I say that, they slip one in there. But they had that same kind of issue last night with Washington, whether it was off the pass or the dribble, just all the shots that the Warriors were getting at the basket. And you can see their defense attempting to limit shots from Morgan, Hayek and Tally off the drive. Let's see if they can tighten it up here in the second period.
Tough pass there with traffic. Cavaliers are 5 of 20 from the floor. Oh, count that one by Altenberg, her second basket. Chance for the and one. And Morgan with the foul, her second.
That's her second, 13th foul. It's one shot for Brindley Altenberg.
Brindley went 2 for 6 from the line yesterday. She's an 81% free throw shooter. Yeah, the planets weren't all aligned for Jefferson yesterday. It's a tough go. And that'll be on Macy Bryant.
Number 22, Macy Bryant for Jefferson.
That's her first.
That's her first. Team 3.
That front court for Mitchell. Got a few youngsters back there running the show. And CeCe Morgan fighting off some pressure. She's got 9 points.
Able to keep her balance, take her time, get herself squared up, recognize where the defense was, and score over the top. She definitely has an advantage in there. You can see her kind of taking her time. 4 Cavaliers around her, but nobody really with their hands in her face.
That's the 3 from Bryant. Macy, number 3 on the Cavaliers when it comes to three-point shots made.
Yeah, stepping up and knocking that one down, and they need that kind of energy now to feed their defense, see if they can get another one. You can see Bartles really working inside there defensively.
Shot clock at 2. And that's going to stay with the Cavaliers. Timeout here by the Colonels.
The kick out to Bryant. Shoots it with confidence.
She didn't have one yesterday. Came in with 17 trays on the year. And now a timeout here by Coach Brooks.
Yeah, the Mitchell team, they've got a variety of athletes on their team. Every single player does at least one other sport, some of them two. Everything from tennis, track, cross country, soccer, volleyball, golf, rodeo. Don't forget about rodeo. These kids know how to compete, how to play as a team. Playing multiple sports, that's what it teaches you. It teaches you how to compete, how to win, how to lose, how to be a good teammate in different situations. You get to be coached by a variety of different people, so you learn different ways of doing things, because there's a lot of different ways to do things right. That's just a plug for all you girls out there and guys. Go out for sports.
Altenberg with her first 3 of the game. 8 points for Altenberg. Makes it a 4-point difference. Mitchell was up as much as 9. Cece has hit one from beyond the arc. Hayek. Tally to the line.
Oh, number 11, Aaliyah Johnson. Her first team 4, 2 shots for Nia Tally.
Big rebound there by Tally. Getting her back to the line. Tally is an 8th grader, already attracting college attention. She's got offers from Augustana, where her older brother, Marcus, is a player. Also a local. Dakota Wesleyan, the Tigers after her as well.
Oh, yeah.
She maybe wait till she gets a driver license to make a decision, maybe, I think. Maybe, I don't know. Actually set foot in a high school as a student. I don't know, it's a good problem to have.
Same thing with Cece Morgan.
Right. Cece's looking at schools like USD and South Dakota State, as they should be looking at her.
I like that. Get your driver's license first.
I think so. I think that should be a prerequisite.
Tally can't get it off the window. Rebound by Johnson.
Yeah, nice strong rebound there by Johnson. She's their 2nd leading rebounder.
The floater from Altenberg. Getting into a flow right now.
Nice steal by Bartles.
Jump ball. It stays with Jefferson. For Mitchell. Back in, it's Stabner. Boy, the Cavaliers with a chance to pick up a couple of baskets here before the end of the half.
Yeah, we've got Coach Pruitt in front of us right now. So we got the clapping and the stomping.
3 ball short. Pull up. Halftime. The Mitchell Colonels led by 5 at the end of the first half. here in the consolation semifinals.
As much as you have accomplished, there are times you'd rather not go it alone. While you determine what direction you go, we're here to help along the way. So go. Go with community. Go with neighbors. Go with understanding. Go with support.
Don't be fooled by that beat-up old cap. Its faded crown represents the tireless work of America's farmers and ranchers. Its sturdy brim, their dedication to providing our nation with a safe, affordable food source. From sunup to sundown, they're turning quarters into the dollars that drive our rural economy. So we'd like to tip our hat to them. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting those that protect America's food source.
Bioethanol supplies more than just energy. It creates jobs in rural communities. It drives demand for local corn. It provides opportunities for family farms to thrive. To ensure agriculture plays a leading role in the efforts to decarbonize and transition energy, bioethanol remains at the forefront of a pursuit for a cleaner, brighter future for all Americans. Learn how at sdethanol.com.
At Southeast Technical College, you won't just study for a career, you'll live it. Training in classrooms that look, feel, and operate just like the real world. Because the best way to do what you learn is to learn by doing. Get your degree, get to work at Southeast Technical College.
Welcome back to Rapid City at the Summit Arena inside the Monument. This season, a young gal for Dual High School wore multiple hats when it came to basketball. Camden Peterines, a junior for the Cardinals, spends most doubleheaders playing varsity on the girls' squad and then jumping up to the announcer booth to help with the call for the boys' game. She's a true dual threat.
Camden Peterines was born to be a basketball player.
I love the game of basketball, honestly, for the love of the game. Ever since I was little, it's kind of just been like a family thing. So that's been really cool, sharing that opportunity with my dad and my grandpa also before, just kind of been a big basketball family, and just playing is something I really enjoy.
Her joy of the game of basketball doesn't just fall to her playing on the court.
Peterines, she's up to 4 points on the night.
It also includes calling the action as a play-by-play announcer for the Dual Cardinals.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Cardinal Gymnasium. Tonight, your Dual Cardinals are taking on the Sioux Valley Cossacks.
So Mr. Mack asked me to announce, it was a C volleyball game, I believe, my freshman year. And it was a cool opportunity, and I kind of, was a little lax, but last year I really started getting big into announcing, going up after my games. It's just something that flowed naturally for me. I got up there, put on the mic, and I just kind of didn't really think about anything, just said what was happening, and it came really naturally because I know a lot of the players on the court and from the opposing teams as well.
Winter attacks, and he wants the jumper, and that's going to roll right in, putting the Cardinals on the board here tonight.
Camden she seems like she's naturally gifted in about anything that I've seen her do, whether it be academically, but especially I would say communication is where her foundation really is. She has a great knowledge of basketball, and she's confident. And that's a big part of being an announcer, is being confident and trusting your instincts.
Over to Rusink, down low, nice pass, and one finish. Nice pass there by Rusink, and Sapp is just able to finish those.
With vast majority of Dual Cardinal games being doubleheaders, Camden has a busy schedule on game days.
I get through the school day, and then after the game, go into the gym and I watch the JV girls, kind of, prepping, cheering for them, sitting on the bench, helping them out. And then after that, during the JV boys, kind of gets ready for the varsity game because a lot of our games are double headers. So that's kind of the time to prepare, get dressed, and then start shooting in the other gym, just trying to get in the right mindset. And then obviously gonna play the varsity game, and then after that it's a talk in the locker room, and then it's a pretty quick change to get up and get on the call and start with the starting lineups.
That is if Camden's head coach, her dad John, gets her out the door on time.
We're honestly so into the game that, we want to make sure we have closure to the game itself. If it was a win, we're celebrating. If it was a loss, we're learning. And I honestly have to be reminded that, hey, it's time to come up to the booth, because I do get kind of wrapped up into the game itself.
Or with a microphone, you can bet Camden is going to be around the game of basketball.
The opportunity for me to almost share my gift with others and have other people, be able to listen, because I know I really enjoy listening to basketball more than watching it without sound, is something that's really cool, and I'm glad that I'm able to share that with others.
Make sure to tune in to Cardinals Live, and we'll catch you next time.
This story was part of this year's Tales from the Hardwood Show. To see the full show, visit sdpb.org/basketball. We'll be back to Rapid City with highlights and stats from the first half.
Reading opens every door to learning, opportunity, and understanding. The South Dakota Department of Education is strengthening literacy outcomes for students across our state, helping educators connect classroom instruction to the science of how children learn to read and write. Through professional support and shared resources, schools are building strong foundation in literacy for every learner. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
What does primary care mean to us? At Sanford Health, it means being there when and where you need it most. It means building a relationship, because when a provider really knows you, they can deliver the best care for every aspect of your health and your life. So what does primary care mean for you? It means understanding your health for today and for where you're headed next. It means a lifetime of care for a lifetime of you.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Protecting crops. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station at Armour provide agronomy services, fertilizer products, and crop analysis systems, including Agronomy 365. This system helps manage your field's performance, supporting small-town communities while hiring and training local youth. Agronomy Plus in Mitchell, Rock Creek in Howard, and Valley Station in Armour, serving area producers and their communities.
In Rapid City, the site of the AA Girls Basketball Tournament, I'm Craig Maddock, Holly Severson, Brinley Altenberg, scoring 10 points in that first half. She scored in the paint. She would score beyond the arc. Meanwhile, for Mitchell, CeCe Morgan had a big first half. She had a three early in the game, but CeCe Morgan, playing that post position or the number 5 position, that's pretty good when you can hit from the outside and be a menace in the paint, too.
Right, she's a threat for sure, able to catch it over the top and step away from the basket and shoot. Different than this game so far, Mitchell just shooting it a little bit better. Jefferson clawed their way back in. Second quarter. It's going to be a fun one down the stretch. Taking a look at the stats here. Mitchell with the upper hand. Yeah, with free throws, they've got 4 more free throws. But rebounds, turnovers, it's really been pretty even game here stat-wise.
We've had 3 lead changes, tied once. Mitchell's biggest lead has been 11. Jefferson got out to a 4-0 lead.
Yes, Mitchell.
And that's been it for their lead.
Yeah, and Mitchell has been really balanced with their scoring. Hayek with 5, Talley 3, Simpson 8. Like you mentioned, Craig Morgan then with 9 leading the way. Jefferson, on the other hand, Altenberg with 10. Kimball with 4, Bryant with 5, and that's it for the Cavaliers.
CC just can't hold on to the ball and turns it over. Mitchell constantly is making that effort to at least look for Morgan in the paint every time they have the ball.
Right, as they should. Anytime you can put pressure on that basket, make the defense turn their head, it's just going to get everybody else that much more open. And she's certainly a threat there, too, so all the more reason to throw it inside.
And that's going to be an offensive foul on the Cavaliers. That's on Kinval. Her first. Second.
Team foul.
Cavaliers sticking to man-to-man defensively. Nice awareness. Watch out.
Ooh.
And Simpson goes in hard into the standard. Glad it's heavily padded
That's a
there.
little scary there.
And she gets the foul, and that's going to be her third. Something to be concerned about there. 3 fouls by Simpson.
Yeah, those are times when ankles and knees and heads and all the things you don't want to have a tough fall with or a tough hit with usually happen. Glad both of them are all right.
Oh, quickly off.
Nice shot there by Johnson. Surprised herself a little bit.
Talley, her first basket.
Just off-made basket there. Mitchell able to get all the way to the basket. Jefferson will have to cover up a little bit more in transition defense. Make them work for it.
Altenberg with her second tray. 13 points.
Great defensive play there by Silvernail. Jefferson with the run out.
Mitchell's going to take a timeout. Cavaliers with their first lead of the game, or their second lead of the game.
And that's the run they were looking for. A couple stops, and you put a couple offensive plays together with those. Gives your team more confidence, gets your crowd going a little bit, gets the kids off their phones, clapping their hands together.
These two teams played each other just early February. And Mitchell beat Jefferson 60-55 in that game. Great awareness by Jefferson on the steal to get the ball up quickly to Altenberg for the easy layup.
Good choice, and that was really heads up there with Silvernail, not swatting, not pushing, anything like that, just going straight to grab the ball, you know, helping force that turnover without any kind of foul. Fed that fast break. A lot of players don't do that. They want to swipe and do all that kind of stuff, and very heads-up play. In
the front court here, this is Talley. Morgan,
A lot of
And
pressure
stepped
there.
out of bounds.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there applied by Leah Johnson. Got Morgan kind of lock her knees and put the ball up over her head, forcing her into that turnover.
11th turnover by Mitchell. Corner, double dribble. Turnover for Jefferson, and that's number 10. Morgan trying to kind of set up a screen for a little give and go.
F. Jefferson's pressure just making it real difficult to run the set.
Tally. Actually, that was Simpson on the shot. And Altenberg from the right side with the left hand. Brindley kind of taking Jefferson on her back here a little bit.
For sure. Anytime she can get the ball in transition, Jefferson uses space to give her room to operate. She's able to get into the lane there and finish.
First 4 minutes of this third quarter has been big for Jefferson, and that's now 20 points for Altenberg.
You see Jefferson's defensive intensity pick up here.
Biggest lead of the game for the Cavaliers. Oh, Morgan, that's going to be an offensive foul, and that will be her third. Break in the action.
Your Great Plains Case IH dealers know that hard work starts early, in the field and on the field or the court. Dedication, teamwork, pride, the values driving farmers also power South Dakota athletes. Growing crops or growing champions, it takes the same drive to succeed. Your local Great Plains Case IH dealers know the future is built by showing up day after day, ready to work, ready to win. Great Plains Case IH dealers, supporting schools, athletes, and the communities we grow.
Colonels this year have been bit by the injury bug. Toward the end of the Mitchell bench, you'll see sophomore Charlie Collins, who tore her ACL in the Sodak volleyball game, which ended her basketball season as well. And junior Matea Graves tore her ACL in the opening scrimmage.
Ouch.
Mitchell had this year. Yeah, Graves, an excellent softball player as a junior, is already committed to Dakota Wesleyan. We wish that both of those young ladies a speedy recovery.
Nice drive, coast to coast by Tally. And one.
See Tally there playing with a lot of confidence on that dribble, trying to get her team going.
That's her second basket.
Does not play like an 8th grader.
Eight points for Tally. Stepped on the line.
There, Bartles actually had Bryant in the corner, not able to communicate that she was open. Mitchell really taking their time.
Morgan stepped on the line. For Jefferson, it's Brianna Kinval coming in.
Yep, and that's what you want is Jefferson on that defensive possession, getting Morgan, 30 feet away from the basket and having to put the ball on the floor.
Cavaliers are 5 for 5 in their last shots. That one hit the bottom of the backboard. It will stay with the Colonels.
Has a little 4-high set there, Craig, from Jefferson, trying to clear out that left side for Altenburg to be able to operate. Pretty good defensive stance there by Mitchell. Jefferson looking for a foul, not getting it that time.
And that will stay with Mitchell. Oh, wait, no. Well, they'll change this. It's going to be Mitchell ball.
Good teamwork right there by our officials, making sure they get it right.
That's Hayek with the ball. The kick to Simpson and Talley. Looking for the screen. 5 to shoot.
Great
That's
rebound
Talley.
there.
And foul.
Jefferson playing solid defense for the vast majority of that shot clock. See the ball go up. A lot of Jefferson kids is standing. Just need to keep moving and finish that off. Talley slips away from Bryant.
One shot.
Mitchell Reed taking the lead.
In a game like this, there's not a lot of margin for error. All those possessions really count.
Mitchell has led by 11. Jefferson then goes up by 8. And then we get a tie ball game at 32. And then the Colonels on the free throw take the lead. Mia Larson of Mitchell with the foul.
Number 5, Mia Larson. It's her first, team 3.
Both teams shooting 41% from the floor. Mitchell there collecting their 20th rebound. Jefferson with 16.
Pull up by Hayek. And London has 7 points. Altenburg, just the floater.
Yeah, let her get to that spot, headed to her left, that little pull-up. She's gonna make that all day.
Oh, Vitale couldn't quite hold the pivot foot. In for Jefferson is Lydia Johnson.
Mitchell will have a chance here to set up defensively.
Mitchell is 2 for 8 beyond the three-point arc. Meanwhile, Cavaliers are 3 of 13 beyond the arc. Jefferson was 3 of 22 from the arc last night. Morgan with the rebound. Foul on Johnson. That would be Lydia Johnson. Her second. Next foul by the Cavaliers puts the Colonels on the free throw line.
Yeah, another one of those hanging around the ball fouls in the backcourt.
Simpson, 1,000-point scorer.
A tough attempt there. Jefferson looking to push ahead.
Altenberg now with 24 points.
Good recognition to get it up the floor. Kimball's going to pick up here in the backcourt.
The steal.
It's nice work by Horner coming over to help on that entry pass into Morgan. Again, Jefferson's going to get some of those turnovers just as a function of pushing the ball as much as they do.
Screen. Reach-in foul on Silvernail. Her second, and now the Colonels will shoot a free throw. A couple of them.
That'll be her second. Team 5.
Coming off the bench is Sloane Stabner. She's
bonus free throws.
I think she's going to come in for the shooter. So
Sister,
here's Seamson.
A sister of Sawyer Stabner, daughter of Tony Schmidt, the great Miller High School basketball player.
A little bloody nose here for Morgan. She will come out. Stabner in. Seamson 3 for 3 from the free throw line today. This would be her 10th point if it goes in. Last shot chance here for the Cavaliers. Abby Horner gets her first basket of the game. These teams last month played to a 5-point deficit. It's a 2-point deficit right now.
For over 55 years, Muth Electric has been powering progress across the Midwest. Our team of professionals deliver electrical solutions with innovation and safety at the core. We work with purpose, knowing that each project contributes to something bigger. Muth Electric, a partner in building a brighter future since 1970.
Since 1882, we've raised 5 generations of hardworking Americans on this land. Our great-great-grandfather believed in something simple: respect the land and it will provide. Anthem Oats, grown by us, shared with you.
Consolation semifinals. The winner of this game gets Rapid City Stevens for the Consolation Championship. And then semifinal night coming up, 6 o'clock Central, 5 Mountain. The number 1, the number 5, the number 2, the number 3 seeds trying to get to the championship game. All coming up. By the way, I got a trivia question for you. Gonna play some trivia for you.
Love it.
Holly.
Love some trivia.
Since the 3-class system, which began in '85, of course we had a 2-class system at the time, and the basket by Altenberg. What school has made the most consecutive trips to the state finals? We'll let you think about that, and the answer coming up. Underneath. Oh! Missed by Stabner.
Goal number 13, Nia Talley.
Nia Talley picks up her first foul. For Mitchell, you've got Morgan and Seamson. They're playing with 3 fouls. For Jefferson, they're nobody with 3 fouls, so it's all either 2 fouls or below. And let's see here. Like, do we have some
on the floor.
Blood cleanup here on the floor. While they're doing that, we'll bring back the question. Since the three-class era, what school has made the most consecutive trips to the finals? Well, Gorman tonight, of course, trying to go to their third. But the answer is there's two schools. Both Mitchell
Roosevelt.
and Roosevelt. Mitchell 3 for 3 in those finals. And the Riders, of course, won 5 in a row.
Yes, the Gary Munson and Fred Tibbetts eras.
Boy, there were some classic matchups with Mitchell against Roosevelt. When you had the Hoffman twins, had Mitchell and Roosevelt with just the slew of talent they had. Those were really fun times. Altenburg hits her fourth tray. She's on fire here in the second half. She had 10 points in the first half. She's up to 30. Kinball with the foul, and the first Cavalier to have 3 fouls.
And that'll be key for Jefferson here in the fourth quarter to stay out of foul trouble.
Give you an update here. Altenburg with 28. 28 for Altenburg.
Ooh.
And it's going to be on Bartles.
Bartles trying to make something happen there defensively. Jefferson picks up their second team foul here, just under 7 minutes to play in the fourth.
Biggest lead of the game for the Cavaliers.
Cavaliers defense have the Colonels all out of sorts. They're having a hard time making crisp passes around the perimeter, hard time getting it into the post. It's really fueling their offense as well. You've seen them score a lot in transition.
Talley, oh, what a nice touch.
That one took a minute, but Mitchell did get it. Talley there with the drive along the baseline.
Oh, bodies on the floor.
Shantiva Pruitt desperately trying to call a timeout there, having a little
Didn't get
laugh
it.
with the official. She's about 6 inches from his face.
He had almost every body on the floor. Numbers for Mitchell. Talley. Up to 15.
Yeah, and that all started with that pass by Hayek up the middle to Seamson, led to that 3-on-2. Good recognition by the Mitchell players to hit the open person and get that layup.
There was a open lane there, but missed their layup. Oh, and a travel. It's going to be Jefferson ball.
He was getting a little bit tired with this pace, you know.
There's some heavy breathing here going on.
Little hands on the knees.
Kinball with her first 3 of the game. She's 5th on the team in 3-point shots made.
Yep, just a 24% three-point shooter, but doesn't matter on that one.
Look pretty confident on that shot.
That's right, they'll take it.
And Seamson, going strong at the bucket. And then a foul on London Hayek.
I know Seamson doesn't like that one, but definitely a foul there. Got to keep your hands out.
Second team foul from Mitchell this quarter.
They will take the timeout. Tight ball game here in the Constellation semifinals.
Peterson Farm Seed Reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Powering the possibilities of tomorrow starts today. For our homes, our farms, our businesses. That's why our Touchstone Energy Cooperative continually plans for the future by utilizing and sourcing safe, reliable power for the next generation. So we can power possibilities long into the future. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, powering possibilities.
There, the Mitchell Colonel student section. We're having a great time here at the state tournament, supporting their squad. It's going to be Jefferson ball.
They've got the tropical looking outfits over there. If only we had that right now.
Next week.
Yeah, the boys tournament, if you're coming out to Rapid for that, be sure to wear your shorts.
Colonels led by 5 at the end of the first quarter. They led by 4 at halftime. And Jefferson got up to an 8-point lead. Ten to shoot. Boy, Talley trying to get something going. Hayek with the floater. He's going to have a chance for the three-point play.
Yes, all the way down to the shot clock buzzer. You can see as the fourth quarter goes on, players start to get a little bit tired. Jefferson's been playing a lot of really intense pressure defense.
First trip to the free throw line today for Hayek.
Yep, Mitchell having to use the whole shot clock to be able to get a shot. A little bit of a rock fight here, which we like.
And got that up over Morgan. Aaliyah with 6. Hayek. Seamson with the rebound. And CeCe Morgan.
That's an excellent pass there by Talley, throwing it to Morgan's right hand away from the defender, giving her that easy turn to her left, away from the defense. That's a advanced kind of pass right there for the young 8th grader.
Hayek has picked up her 3rd foul. Both teams with 3 fouls here in the 4th. Stays with Jefferson. Seamson. Oh, tough spot to stop. Whoa! Travel.
The pressure there applied by Mitchell got Aaliyah Johnson to stand up and lock her knees and then be a little indecisive.
We have a timeout on the court. It is a full timeout. Break in the action.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for all of it. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great. and we're here for all of it. See you at the game.
Lake Area Technical College provides hands-on learning and practical experience in real-world environments. Prepare for a career right out of school from the moment you step on campus for an education that can really be put to work. Lake Area Tech is the start of something new.
Hey, buddy.
Rapid City Stevens Raider cheerleaders sticking around, enjoying this one as they saw their team win the consolation semifinals earlier today. Stevens will play the winner of this one tomorrow for the consolation championship. Nobody in really foul trouble. It's either 3 fouls or none or lower.
Right, and both teams with 3 team fouls here with 2.5 left.
5 to shoot, buries it. Seamson, her first 3 of the game.
It was a deep one there for Addie Seamson, the only senior for the Colonels, stepping up when they need her.
Kick over to Kinval. 10 to shoot. Morgan with her 7th rebound.
Coach Brooks is telling Hayek to pull it out. Let's see if they try to run Morgan into the post again. A little slice screen for her.
Deep 3 by Hayek.
But Hayek doesn't wait for Morgan to get in the post. She sees an opening and she takes it.
Under 90 seconds to play and a timeout. Cavaliers.
60 seconds.
London Hayek, 13 points. Had a 3 earlier in the game, and then from a deep 3 in the corner, gets her second one.
Yeah, she's got 13 points in this game, well above her 8 points a game average. Doing a little bit of everything today for her team. You see Seamson there with that deep one. Then Coach Brooks is running a play for Morgan. Little slice screen to get her in the post, and Hayek says, you know what? I kind of like the looks of this. I got my feet set, I got room, I got rhythm. I'm gonna let it go. In games like this, 4th quarter, a minute and a half left, kids do have to step up and make plays.
Mitchell is on an 8-0 run over the last 2 minutes. Cavaliers, it's been almost 2.5 minutes since they've scored.
Coach Pruitt sensed that, I'm sure, calls a timeout, gets her team over just to talk it over. Get to run something organized out of the timeout.
Cavaliers still have 3 timeouts left. Colonels have 2. Altenberg. Oh, and Hayek has picked up her 4th foul.
Hayek working hard to take away that left hand, trying to push Altenberg back toward the sideline. Altenberg just kept her head down, just kept going. Turn around one time, came back at it. Come around 2 times. Eventually was able to draw a foul on London.
Here's the shot for Altenberg. Oh, she stepped down the line.
Yeah, she actually stepped out of bounds.
They set that up where she goes down low and then gets a screen coming out to the wing, right?
Yeah, Bryant waited with it at the top. Her timing was great for Altenberg to come out and catch. It was a nice pass by her. Unfortunately for Jefferson, Altenberg was so far back, she was out of bounds.
Hayek to Seamson. Now a little keep away here for Mitchell. They'll try to take as much time off that shot clock.
Jefferson does have one foul to give here.
And there's the foul by Horner. Next foul puts him in the bonus there. You see the left heel. Well, the right heel was on the line.
Yeah, and for the record, she did bury it. Nothing but net. Tremendous range on her shot.
Foul by Kinval, and now that will put Mitchell to the line. And how is Mitchell done on the line today? Well, they're 9 of 11.
Yeah, tally of 54% free throw shooter on the year is 5 of 6 today.
Oh. That's a big free throw.
Jefferson will need to score quickly. They'll need another possession.
Long three. Rebound Tally. And the foul. They'll go the other end. Macy Bryant with the foul. And Tally back at the line for 2. Cavaliers have only shot 1 free throw today.
Yeah, they are 1 of 1 to Mitchell's 10 of 13.
The substitution is Taylor Silverdale.
Field goal wise, they're about even with Mitchell at 44% to Mitchell's 45.
Over to Silvernail. Saved by Silvernail. Here's Altenberg. Cavaliers just throwing it up there, trying to get something to drop.
Yeah, and Kinval with those rebounds actually kicking it out to Altenberg. And free throws have been the difference for Mitchell in this game, as we mentioned. They're now 11 of 15. 10 more points than the Cavaliers from the line.
Horner with the foul. Here's Simpson at the line. Simpson 3 for 4 from the line. Two possession game. And more. Jefferson led by 8 here in the second half, but Mitchell has been able to come back, tie it, take the lead. And the 3 by Altenberg makes it a 4-point lead for the Colonels with 4 seconds to play.
And for the Cavaliers, you know, it's been done before. There have been 4-point plays. Someone needs to get fouled on a 3 or... But more than anything, she wants to talk it over with her team. Altenberg here with another deep 3.
31
puts her total at 31
points.
today. She's 13 of 28 from the floor, 4 of 16 from the 3 to go with 5 rebounds. But just another opportunity for the Cavaliers and Coach Pruitt to learn and grow and get better, try to draw something up here and execute a play. Mitchell most certainly will come out and defend away from the basket, as a 2-pointer is not going to hurt you. Well, what a fun game today. A lot of back and forth, a lot of tough defense, a lot of shots taken in transition, but also shots taken at the very end of the shot clock. Still cleaning up some blood with all the collisions today. I think we've had some injuries here and there.
All right, Cavaliers need to steal on this inbounds pass. And CeCe Morgan will go to the line to shoot 2. We have seen weird finishes, but a 4-point deficit
Cece Morgan at the line.
Right now.
2 shots.
First trip to the free throw line for Cece today. Seals it.
Nice poise there by Morgan to just calmly step up and knock those down.
Mitchell will move on to take on Rapid City Stevens for the consolation championship tomorrow. Mitchell now 14-9 on the season. Jefferson will fall to 14-9. We've got more to come here from Rapid City. Congrats to the Colonels.
We aren't meant to be still. And while you determine the direction you'll go, we're just here to help you along the way. So go. Go with experience. Go with teamwork. Go with neighbors. Go with integrity.
You hear about work-life balance like it's a big equation you have to find the answer to. But I think it's much simpler than that. So simple it was right in front of us. Start with the life you want, and everything else will follow.
Peterson Farm Seed Reps, real-life seed heroes, well, they've been known to go the extra mile, literally thousands of extra miles every year. And when they're not driving gravel roads, they're out walking fields and sampling soil. When time is the enemy, they're there to save what's left of the day. Are all Peterson Farm Seed Reps seed heroes? I guess that's a yes. Peterson Farm Seed, we're that kind of seed company.
Congratulations to Mitchell as they defeat Jefferson here in the consolation semifinals. The Cavaliers were 1 for 7 shooting, and they were 1 basket in their last 7 attempts in the game. Meanwhile, Mitchell had a 14-3 run late in the game to get away from an 8-point deficit and win it today.
Mitchell had such a balanced scoring attack with Hayek at 13, Talley 17, Seams at 14, Morgan 13. They were able to attack and score from multiple spots. Jefferson relied on the scoring of Altenburg in this game with 31, no one else with more than 6. What it really came down to then at the end was the battle of the free throws, with Mitchell holding that advantage, going 15 of 19 from the line. Jefferson with just 1 attempt. Field goal wise, about same percentage. Turnovers about a wash, plus 7 on the glass for Mitchell. Led to more opportunities. Certainly a good game though. Fun to watch Jefferson fight back with their defense. Fun to watch Mitchell execute down the stretch. That's what state tournament's all about, right, Craig?
Absolutely. We'll wrap things up when we come back.
Creating a legacy means different things to everyone. For us, it's about family, watching my daughter follow in my footsteps, passing the farm onto her, and working side by side every day. It's about building something that lasts. Agtegra Cooperative has been by our side through it all, supporting us from one generation to the next. Agtegra Cooperative, legacy rich, future focused for generations to come.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Educators across South Dakota are coming together to elevate, educate, and empower. This June, the Department of Education hosts the South Dakota Literacy Conference in Mitchell, a gathering dedicated to advancing the science of reading and sharing new insights into how students learn, exploring research and real-world strategies for South Dakota educators to move literacy forward for all learners. South Dakota Department of Education, learning, leadership, service.
South Dakota, a state shaped by its people. It's more than a place, it's opportunity waiting to be realized. At South Dakota State University, opportunity is turned into progress. Through research, education, and a community that inspires, SDSU drives the future of this state. We're not just here, we're taking action with purpose, trust, and impact. This is SD State.
Consolation semifinals are done. Congratulations to Rapid City Stevens as they defeated T-Area earlier this afternoon. And then just moments ago, it's Mitchell taking out Sioux Falls Jefferson. Holly, what's happening tonight?
Coming up tonight in the semifinals, we have some big battles. We've got number 1 Brandon taking on Aberdeen Central, 6 o'clock Central Time, 5 o'clock Mountain. And then the nightcap, the game 2 of the night will be the O'Gorman Knights versus the Washington Warriors, 7:45 Central, 6:45 Mountain.
Yeah, Brandon Valley and O'Gorman, they have been in the finals the last 2 years. Can they do it again? Can the Knights try to go for a three-peat? Well, we'll write the story for you tonight when we come back for Holly Severson and the men and women of SDPB. I'm Craig Maddock. So long from Rapid City.